We do start talking about the Eagles' search for the offensive coordinator, which has begun. And to me, Ike, the offensive coordinator categories really breaks down into three different ones. And I'm going to ask you, 215-592-9494, but you, Ike, first, as to which sort of category of offensive coordinator. We'll talk about the names, but to me, it's three categories. One, it is the hotshot young guy who's never called plays before. Yeah. It's the Nate Scheelhaus, the Josh McCowns, the guys who are pass game coordinators. They are QB coaches. Maybe they're an OC that is not calling plays. The next one. That's category one. Category two is the one and done. They're the guys who have probably been head coaches elsewhere that are going to look for a landing spot to build up their resume again. The Brian Dabolls, the Cliff Kingsburys, but perhaps the Kevin Stefanskis. And then there's category three. Those are the solid vets who aren't going anywhere. Yeah. That is the Todd Monken. It is the Frank Reich. It's that. So I ask you, which category? Greg Roman. Which category of offensive coordinator would you like to see the Eagles target?
Well, I'll say this, and it's a great question, and I could see the Eagles going in either of those directions. So I'll just start with the one I would least like them to go with, and that's the young, unproven guy, the young hotshot guy.
The hotshot.
Yeah, I'm out on that. First of all, I don't think we need a young guy in here calling plays. These guys, we need someone to corral these horses that are in the stable.
Okay.
And, there's a lot of bucking going on right now, and I need a little bit more stability. A little bit more stability and respect.
A lot of what?
Bucking.
Okay.
Yes. I need a little bit more stabilizing force there, not only with the immediate teaching and tutelage of Jalen Hurts and this offense as you continue to try to develop younger players as they come, but even moving forward. So I want the wisdom there. I'm not opposed to the one and done guys as much, but I don't want to be back in this position again. So I'm leaning more towards the veteran coordinator that isn't looking to be a head coach anymore, that's secure in being a play caller, that loves being a teacher, that has been around the game, that has coached different athletes at this quarterback position. And when we talk about some of the guys we just named, the Todd Monkins, the Frank Reich, or even the Greg Roman, those guys have experience with coaching quarterbacks of the same stature and nature that Jalen Hurts is, especially Greg Roman and Todd Monken. You know what Roman did when he was in Baltimore as well, but you know what he did with Colin Kaepernick out there in San Francisco. You know what Todd Monken was able to do with Lamar Jackson. You talk about Jalen Hurts running. Well, you want someone who has had this type of a quarterback who knows how to call an offense where that facet of Jalen's game can also be utilized as well, and those guys have a healthy respect for the running game. I don't need a guy who wants to come in here and prove how smart he is with a bunch of dynamic, complex plays, throwing the ball down the field, this motion, this, that, and the other, and it takes forever for the thing to actually come together. I need a veteran a veteran coordinator that knows how to simplify things and can cater to the quarterback that we have here, because that's what it really boils down to. It boils down to Jalen Hurts. Everybody focuses on play calling and wanting to be the smartest guy in the room with that. Who's going to get the most out of Jalen Hurts? Who's going to get the most out of him? And that is a veteran guy that has the wisdom on him and the patience on him, and I think Jalen respects that. I think Jalen will respect that, so that's kind of why I'm leaning. So I would lean more towards the older guys.
215-592-9494. Give me, okay, you said something in there that is one thing that you don't want with a guy that I do. Mm-hmm. I want one of the one-and-done guys, specifically because I just think they're the best guys available. I think they are the best guys available. I want someone who is coming here to prove something. I don't care about somebody being here for 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. The stability of the situation, And I think the best guys are the one-and-done guys. I want somebody who's here to prove something. I want the fact that if it ends up being Brian Daboll or Kevin Stefanski, that they're in here and then they can prove that they can do it here and that they want a job elsewhere. I think you are going to get the most aggressive, the smartest, the guys at the top of their game who are there. Now, what you said is true. Todd Monken has had success. Greg Roman's had success. Frank Reich has had success. But I think too much of settling in on those guys is worrying about the consistency of year after year.
Yes, and that's important.
But truthfully, in the NFL, generally now, this isn't like when Andy had Marty Morningweg for the time he had him. You know, you don't have offensive coordinators for years and years and years.
Marty didn't do anything. He did what Andy told him. Andy called the plays.
Right. The sharpest, to me, the sharpest minds. I actually would take the young hotshot number 2. To me, the smartest minds are the guys who aren't going to be here very long. Give me the smartest minds.
How are they the smartest guys?
Well, because they're the guys that are going to go get hired as a head coach.
Fired somewhere.
Well, maybe, but maybe have a good year here. Give me the one and done guys. I think those are the best guys. 215-592-94. Chat.
Let me throw something at you real quick before.
Throw it at me
over there.
Yeah.
How many of these younger guys? I'm just this off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
The young, bright offensive coordinator guys.
Yes.
How many of those guys actually go on to be successful running their program? In other words, a lot of these guys are products of the guys that they've come up in that system with, the players they had there under that head coach. They benefit from that. They go on to get a head coaching job, and then they fizzle out. I don't know how many of those offensive guys have actually gone and done something. Am I missing anybody? I know Ben Johnson did. That's one.
Well, Ben Johnson did. Kyle Shanahan did. Sean McVay did.
Well, he's an older guy now.
Well, yeah, he is now.
I'm just speaking
but he was one of those guys.
I'm just saying in the recent cycle, the Ben Slovaks and all these guys that were these bright young minds that they call it lightning in a bottle under a Kyle Shanahan or under a Sean McVay.
Well, Mike McDaniel's a good example of that, and so is Daboll.
Coach.
And so is Mike McDaniel.
Oh, McDaniel. I'm thinking of the guy in Seattle.
That is I forget.
What is his name? His name's not
McDonald.
Mike McDonald.
McDaniel.
Well,
and here it's McDaniel's.
Yes. Well, Mike McDaniel is a good example of it, and I think Brian Daboll is a good example of it. Guys that ended up as head coaches. Now, McDaniel, there was a mixed bag because they did have.
I don't think he was a good head coach.
They did have some success, right? I think at the end of the day, you need players. There was obviously it seems like some sort of personality thing. I don't know between him and Fangio. I don't know. Mm-hmm. All I know is I'm not hiring these guys to be a head coach.
Sure.
But I know they want to be a head coach.
Yeah.
To have them here for a year to go and prove that they can do what they can do, and I'm just not worried about having somebody for 3 or 4 years.
So here's my problem with that real quick, and I'll let you jump in here, Fritzy. Those guys sometimes can be so hell-bent on using this as a stepping stone to their head coaching job that's what they're focused on more than anything, to the detriment of the team.
That's fair.
Now, we were blessed a year ago that Kellen Moore could reverse course, and we had a younger Saquon Barkley with a healthy offensive line that Kellen Moore benefited from the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, that he got a head coaching job. He didn't improve Jalen in the passing game, though. They were the 29th ranked passing game. So he didn't come in and develop my quarterback the way I need my quarterback to be developed, because that's the real issue here. The real issue is the quarterback performing and playing. And if he's going to be my quarterback, I got to bring someone in here who's going to be able to improve Jalen Hurts at the quarterback position. I don't want to bring someone in here who is thinking about their next job, and that's all they care about, is I'm here just to get a head coaching job as soon as I can. I need somebody that's committed to the program.
Well, for sure, I could make the argument.
Vic Fangio's committed to the program.
Well, Cliff Kingsbury had a great year with Jaden Daniels, and then did a good job even post Jaden Daniels with the mishmash of whatever the hell else they had. Kevin Stefanski has had good experience with quarterbacks. Now, the last couple of years, it's been tough. Mm-hmm. I don't really blame him for the Deshaun Watson thing. He has a hand in it, of course.
Sure he did. He won him. Got rid of Baker. You don't blame him for that?
Well, he's not making personnel decisions here.
Well, does he not? Well, hold on. He was the head coach. He signed off on Deshaun
Yes,
Watson.
I'm saying in Philadelphia, he wouldn't be making
I see what
personnel
you're saying.
decisions.
Yeah, I got you.
And to an extent, I think Jalen getting better is on Jalen.
Well, what is the coach doing?
It's on Jalen. The coach is to go in there and do the best job he can, but the things that Jalen needs to do to get better, I think, are on Jalen.
Sure.
I think he has been presented with a lot of these things. I agree with you. That is a large part of whatever this job is can you come in and get something out of Jalen. But I do think in the one-and-done guys, there are, Mike McDaniel getting what he got out of Tua, I think is pretty impressive as long as he did, because that he's limited. He's talented, but limited.
Yep. I think Mike McDaniel is a good coach. I just think those guys
are focused on the wrong thing.
Yeah, they're looking to move on from here versus being a part of the program. That's all it is. I think Kingsbury's a good coach.
Yeah.
I just think he's going to be like, okay, the next head coaching job opens up. I want it.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of these
now we're looking for another coordinator.
Well, I think and I think originally I didn't think these guys would be available, but then as soon as John Harbaugh becomes available and Tomlin looks like he's not going to coach, maybe the one they want isn't there, and they're willing to wait a year for a different opportunity. Jack, where are you on this? Which one?
Yeah, so I'm taking the highest upside. I'm taking a big swing here, and I'm going after the Davis Webbs, Davis Webb. Give me Davis Webb, Nate Scheelhaas, whatever the heck his name is.
Yeah. With the Rams?
With the Rams, because you want to know, I want to get one of the studs. Like, you can do all the Stefanski, Dable, failures. I don't know if these guys are going to fail, but they might be the next McVay. They might be the next Shanahan. Because you want to know why? It's not always about next year's offense. You know what I'm keeping my eyes on? That head coaching job. And if they come in here and they kill it and we get Nick out of here for the next Shanahan, next McVay, you got to do it. So I'm taking a big swing on one of the young upstart studs out there, not only for next year's offense, but possibly running the whole ship.
Because you're looking to get rid of Nick?
Wow. Well, of course, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Dude, you're not going to stop till you just tear the team all the way. You want AJ
Those
gone?
No, AJ I'm fine with.
We're back to being fine with AJ.
I love AJ.
You committed to be a Nick guy. Like,
I knew he was never in.
Never.
You're a fraud, man.
The quarterback and the head coach don't pass my smell test. And until they pass my smell test, I'll believe in the Eagles again.
I heard you last night on the way home.
Yeah, I know you did. So I want give me one of the young studs.
What a hot shot.
Maybe a McVay. And also, maybe they help the next quarterback here. It's
the next quarterback.
Well, either could replace Nick, could flop, or could help the next quarterback.
I got news for you. There's one guy that has the juice. Have you ever seen the movie Juice?
Still no.
Spike ass. You got to see that.
It's the last line of the movie.
It's on Friday.
We're doing Tupac, 2:30 Tupac.
Yeah.
Watch Juice.
Yeah, you should.
Moron.
Yeah. But what's the last time in the movie? You have the juice now?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got the juice. So you know who has the juice in the building?
Who?
Jalen Hurts. He just flexed his muscle.
He did.
His muscle.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. So
do you think Nick's irritated about that?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Yes.
but
Yes.
Nick helped get Jalen's buddy fired a couple years ago. So this is his get back.
Oh, wow. He did.
215-592-9494.
215-592-9494. Yes.
Well, the truth hurts.
Which category of offensive coordinator do you want? Do you want the young hotshot, the one and done, or the savvy vet who could be here for a while?